Hi, I'm Lex and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about my Pan That palette. This has been one of my favourite projects actually, I've enjoyed this so much. It's super fun to see the progress that I'm making every month, and especially now that I've sort of focused up on a few shades, it's coming along nicely, let's just say that. I'm gonna start us off with my companion palette though. Every month I choose a small palette that I want to use as a companion to my palette that I'm mainly panning because it's full of neutrals. So I've been choosing a little palette to go along with it to bring a little bit of colour, you know how it goes. The only goal for this companion palette is to use every shade once, and my palette for March has been the Profusion Delightful Dahlia palette. I chose this one because it's only got 5 shades in it. It'll be nice and easy to use, and I thought, you know, I'm away, I'm starting a new job, it's a whole thing, I'm not going to have much time, let's pick something with only a few shades in it so I can get some good use on it. And then I proceeded to not do that. Should I abandon this protective piece of plastic? Probably, because it does not want to stay, but whatever. Out of these 5 shades, I've used the first shade Spring one time, the second shade Rainfall one time. This shade here, Bloom, is actually what I have on my lower lash line today, so I've used that once. And this last shade, True, I've also used once. The only shade I haven't touched is this one in the middle called Dahlia. It's a pressed glitter, and honestly, it's had a lot of use from me already. Considering I hadn't touched these 3 colourful shades at all. This one's had like 16 uses, I think, something like that, 15 uses. So that's already like been used a lot. It's got a massive pan. I wasn't too worried about it. I'm glad I got to use each of these shades once, but honestly I would have hoped for more, really. I got really busy, and I was away for 2 weeks on holiday, so that really messed up my sort of panning schedule. And then I've been starting a new job, and my new job requires me to wear a lot of really neutral eyeshadow, so the most I can really get away with is like maybe a little pop of colour on the lash line. I didn't actually go to work today, but this is a very work type look that I would normally wear. But yeah, so I've used 4 out of the 5, which isn't too bad. I'm not too worried about it. Getting into my actual Pan That palette, it's the Technic Megamattes eyeshadow palette, and I've gotten some really good use on it. I decided to finally focus up on just a specific shade instead of trying to use each shade once every month, because that was a lot and just a little unnecessary, and everything has pan in it now anyway, so I was like, I might as well lock in on a couple shades. So I've been using this white shade here as a lid setting shade. I've been using this brown here as a lid shade, just all over the lid, and this here as a deepening out shade. So, let me take you through all of my uses. This palette in total got 33 uses this past month. This first shade here, taking you through the wrong way. This dark shade here got 6 uses. Then we skip all the way over to this brown, which got 5 uses. This here got 1 use. This got 4 uses. This had 1 use. And this had 3 uses. The one shade with the most uses is this white over here. As you can see, that pan's probably expanded quite a bit. And that's because that got 13 uses this month. I use it as a lid setting shade after I put my primer on my eyes, my concealer that I'm currently using on my eyes. So I use that lid setting shade to go all the way up to my eyebrow and under my eyes to just set that concealer in place. Now, I'm hoping to continue using that white until all I have left is the bits around the outside, so I can then repress it. This is working out really well as a lid shade, and this is working out really well as a deepening out shade, so I'm just going to try and maybe continue on that path for now. I've really not had any problems with these colours. I think a lot of them will be used as lid setting shades, so it's just getting consistent use on them, and I think I'm doing that so far. I don't know if this whole palette is going to be finished by the end of the year, but I definitely want to have at least a couple of shades finished. So hopefully at least that white and maybe this darkest shade is looking kind of promising as well. I honestly wouldn't be mad continuing this on into the next year, or maybe switching it up for a bit and just having that in the background as maybe not a focus so much, but just something that I continue using for my neutrals. Overall, I'd say I've done some pretty good progress. I'll pop maybe the numbers of the weights and everything up on screen because I don't have them on me right now. And I've really been enjoying this. This has been really fun. I think having the neutrals is useful both for work and because then I can bring in colours elsewhere with my other projects. So that's nice, and I don't feel massively overwhelmed by my eyeshadows that I'm using right now. So that's really fun. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in my next video. No, I need to bring a new companion palette in. So for the companion palette for April, I wanted to bring this in. This is from Campaign, and this whole palette, it arrived to me perfectly fine. I put it down and I accidentally knocked it off, and it all shattered, all of it, every single shade. So I had to repress the whole thing, and it's a little bit funny looking, but these colours are absolutely beautiful. So I've wanted to try them out and see what they look like on the eyes because I've not actually had a chance to use them at all. So again, I will just be aiming to use each shade once for the month of April and see how that goes. They're all beautiful, like shimmery shades, and I think they're going to bring a little bit of like spring colour now that the weather's finally changing a little bit. They'll be good for inner corner highlights and things like that, so I'm looking forward to using these. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!